And we're back with another episode of Lakers Fast Break Podcast. 1, 2, 3, Cancun. It's Gerald Glassford. Thanks so much again for joining us right here at the Lakers Fast Break. Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. On the latest Pop Culture Cosmos, Josh Peterson and I, we go over the latest news on the box office. Did Mortal Kombat 2 beat out The Devil Wears Prada 2? I go ahead and I give you my thoughts on Mortal Kombat 2. I've seen it, so I would go ahead and share that right there on that episode. Mixtape is a recent video game that's out on Xbox Game Pass and PC, and it's dividing generations. We talk about that, and also as well, Nintendo has upcoming price hikes. More price hikes for console gamers. Now, all that and more coming up on the latest Pop Culture Cosmos, wherever you get your podcast. Want to go ahead and give a big shout out all season long for DBSH, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Yo, go ahead and check out what he's doing today with his streams and also his highlights right there at Daniel Berry Sports Highlights also as well. Want to go ahead and give a shout out to my good friend Trip Show, who has been a great part of what we've done all season. You see the Kobe pillow with Gigi right there. You see the Kobe canvas art right behind me. You see the Luca. Yeah, Luca's not exactly the most beloved individual right now in Lakers circles. The Luca canvas art right behind me, and LeBron off right over here as well. So go ahead. If you want this type of quality in your life, go ahead and make sure you shout out over to my good friend at Trip Show Shop, wherever you get your social media for any of your pop culture or sports needs. If you want to go ahead and get a gift, a belated Mother's Day gift, Father's Day gift, and more, go ahead and check it out today by sending a DM to at Trip Show Shop wherever you get your social media. Also, want to give a big shout out to John Costa's Lakers Corner. He will not be here tonight. He had some big stuff going on with his Zoom stuff. So, big shout out to him. Thank him for everything that he's done all season long for us there at Lakers Corner, and obviously stopping by for all the games that he could hear. Truly appreciate it. Want to go ahead and also give a shout out to all the reporters, all the the teams experts that we had coming on each and every week for the NBA observations. We will continue NBA observations throughout the summer, so looking forward to conversations with that, as of course the draft, free agency, the rest of the playoffs, and more. So we'll go ahead and make sure we got you covered on that as well. And of course, he'll be here. I know he's upset right now, but Joe Soro and the Joe Soro experiment, give him a big shout out. And of course, Legend for being here all season long as well from I Got Next Sports Media as well. Just what can I say? I'm going to start off with the fact that at least they didn't do what Philadelphia did on Sunday and just rolled over and died. Absolutely rolled over and died. And no excuse for that, especially against a team that's not overwhelming like the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks are not so much better than the Philadelphia 76ers that they should have lost by 30 in a sweep game like that. The Lakers, all you wanted them to do, win or lose, is show some heart, show some guts, show something that we hadn't seen throughout the entire series to this point in time. Intestinal fortitude. And the Lakers showed that to us, at least as far as the start is concerned. The start, they got off to a great start, 26-21. Everything started to look like, you know what? Hey, we could have a chance in this game. But my, did it go bad really quick as Oklahoma City went on a 17-0 run and the Lakers found themselves down by double digits, but they fought their way back into it. Their way back into it, not once but twice in both the second and third quarter, and actually had a 4-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. But down the stretch, in the time that we talked about how the Lakers had all these clutch wins, the best record in the league in the clutch time, etc., 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 when it came down to it, the Lakers just didn't have enough in crunch time. LeBron James getting to the basket missing a shot. On the other end, Chet Holmgren traveling, but didn't call it, and him making a dunk to put them ahead. With 1 point down, LeBron James, like I said, didn't get it done on a drive to the lane. Still down by 3 because they fouled SGA and he made 2 free throws. The Lakers still had a chance to tie the game, but JJ Redick, I don't know what's going through his head. I honestly don't. We've defended the guy at times because he's done some pretty good things. This I would put ahead of the playing only 5 guys in the second half against Minnesota. This beats it as far as dumb moves. Puts Maxi Kleber in the game with the Lakers down by 3, most likely their last shot of the season as far as a competitive shot is concerned. Takes out Rui Hachimura, your hottest player in the game. I have no idea why on God's green earth he did that, and he'll be asked, I'm sure, after the game, and I'll try to get you a quote if I can for him. But Rui Hachimura, 9 of 15, 4 of 8 from 3, and you took him out of the ball game and put Maxi Kleber in there. Sure, setting a screen, that's nice, but what else is he going to do with it? What else is he going to do? Absolutely a mind-numbingly dumb move by JJ Redick. Gave the Lakers a chance only with an Austin Reaves desperation 3, which didn't make it. The Oklahoma City Thunder got the rebound, got fouled, made 2 shots, and put this game out of reach. And the Oklahoma City Thunder sweep the Los Angeles Lakers with a 115 to 110 as far as score to finish off the Los Angeles Lakers. And I'm here for you guys. If you want to vent, go ahead and do so in the chat. Always great to have you here. It is Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching, listening. Please like and subscribe. I know that for many of you, you guys are going to be tuning out for at least the, some of the summer because you're going to go ahead and do your summery things, but we're here for you as far as the draft. We're here for you as far as NBA observations, the playoffs, the finals. We're here for you on this channel. Free agency is one of our big times, so stay with us throughout the summer, but please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out as well. Search is here in the chat. Truly appreciate you joining us as always, my friend. Mod extraordinaire, great to have you here. And thank you to all the mods, Search, Blue, Xbox, JSJ, all the great mods that we had all season long. I want to thank you guys as well for all the hard work that you guys do in dealing with the chat on 82 plus games a year. So it's truly appreciated. Vern, great to have you here. No Ego, great to have here. Mateja, Stell, seeing a lot of great people. Bloodhound, Hassan, truly great to have you here. Nick T, even you, my friend. There are Bruin. Great to have you here. Ronsky, I'm trying to get all you guys. No Ego. There you go. Great to have you here. Xbox in the chat. Truly appreciated. Tony, great to have you here as well. Adam, great to have you here as well. Always want to go ahead and say thank you to everyone who was part of what we've done all season long. And again, I remind you, we will be continuing our coverage on NBA observations on this channel and also our coverage of Lakers stuff on special shows as well. So don't you dare miss it. But great to have you here. Again, the Lakers, I got to give them credit. They fought back. They did not roll over. They had 2 opportunities to roll over and die, to roll over and do what Philadelphia did the previous day and get destroyed. Once they went down by double digits, that was all she wrote for Philadelphia. The Lakers decided, you know what? We're going to play with heart. We're going to play with soul. In front of all those celebrities that were there at that game, they were going to play with some heart. They were going to play with some fortitude. They were going to at least give every effort that they could. And to that, again, effort is not the issue with this series. The Lakers gave great effort in every first half that they played. In second halves, they just didn't have enough energy and they couldn't match up to the depth of OKC. But today's game, they met the challenge and they just could not execute well enough down the stretch. And for a team that was statistically the best crunch time team in the league, couldn't get it done. And again, it was great effort, but It's still time to pack up for Cancun as we go watch a sweep by the Oklahoma City Thunder indeed. But great to have you here. Joe Soro, hopefully Legend will be joining me. No John Costa today. I'm sorry to hear that. But yes, Serge, we do need a lot. And it was funny because who should show up on many of the shots during the game but Rob Pelinka. Rob Pelinka, front and center. I think he had his son there or sons. I don't know. I think he had at least one son there. Could it be the last game for Rob Pelinka as the Lakers GM? My first words, fire Rob Pelinka. Absolutely. Fire Rob Pelinka because he helped construct this team that got swept by the Oklahoma City Thunder. He is responsible for putting this team together. He is responsible for creating this talent gap and this deficit, and that he is right there to blame. Now, down the stretch, JJ Redick with that really bad call with as far as putting Maxi out there instead of putting Rui out there. I don't know what he was thinking on that. It just and they didn't even use Maxi for the screen. And that's was the saddest part. Chet Holmgren traveled on his slam dunk. He lifted his pivot foot, and that was a clear travel. I'm just gonna say that out loud. But again, the missed calls by the refs, the flopping by OKC, there just isn't enough of it to go ahead and talk about the difference between this team and the Oklahoma City Thunder because there's just a talent gap, which is very, very sad if you're Los Angeles Lakers fans because a lot of work needs to be done. And in order for the Lakers to be more competitive against an OKC, a San Antonio, and the like, they have to field a more competitive team. And I'm not sure they're going to do it in this current configuration, with or without Luka Doncic involved. Indeed, in fact, because Luka isn't there, but J Dub isn't there for Oklahoma City. So for everyone who is complaining that we lost and we lost without Luka Doncic, they could say the same thing that they didn't have all their players as well. So it again, the Lakers, and if you're mad at Luka Doncic for not even testing the hamstring out there in any of the four games or game 3 or game 4 in LA, I can't say I blame you on that. I know there's going to be a lot of vitriol against him. Started with the Nature Boy Ric Flair earlier in the series,
You're
but
awesome.
it is what it is, and they just didn't feel like risking it. He didn't feel like risking it, and we're going to be always asking what if, indeed. But Daniel Barry Sports Highlights, appreciate you being a member for 19 months. Fire JJ Braun, Cleveland. Braun now goes to Cleveland in his mind. Giannis, Jokic next. I really don't think they're going to be able to get Pry Jokic away from Denver, DBSH. I'm just going to tell you that honestly because he's got an extension that's going to be up for signing this summer, and I think it's going to pay him a lot more than what he can get out there in the open marketplace if when he does become a free agent, if he doesn't sign. So he is probably going to stay with Denver. He has never indicated anything otherwise. He just, of course, he stated about how he wanted his roster improved as well. Giannis, if you're into Giannis on that, I'm not into Giannis as much as you guys are, but if you guys are into Giannis trading all those assets, again, this will make the team even less have less depth, most likely. I cannot trust Rob Pelinka to try to get players on the cheap as good as other GMs. He's just not good at it. He's just shown that he is not capable of getting too many players on lesser contracts that can compete at the highest level. We saw a spirited game today from Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes came off the bench, gave us huge minutes today, 18 points and 5 rebounds, but he wasn't consistent throughout the series. And with him dominating didn't dominate with only 6 points and 3 rebounds today. Rui Hachimura, though, a ton of credit for him. 4 of 8 from 3. 25 points. Austin Reaves, a speculation. We can all start speculating now. 27 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 8 turnovers. However, LeBron James, 24 points, 12 rebounds for him. Could it be his final game as a Laker? A lot of speculation there, but we will go ahead and have all summer to talk about it. But a man here today that's been by my side here virtually the entire season, in fact. Good man indeed. He is, of course, the man behind I Got Next Sports Media. It is, of course, legend. Great to have you here. Harris, Utah's going to probably re-sign Walker Kessler, and they're going to go with the 7-foot front line of Kessler, Triple J, and Lowry Markkinen. And then now they've got the number 2 pick in the draft, which they might try to trade up and get the number 1 pick in the draft. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. I'm going to have a conversation with a Utah Jazz writer, my friend Matt, who you see all the time, Matt John, on NBA Observations here to talk about that. But legend, let's get to the game. I said it before you came on. I want to give the Lakers credit for not folding when they could have. They were down twice by double digits. At the beginning of the second quarter, Oklahoma City went on a 17-0 run, and things looked bleak at that point in time. They could have easily done a rollover like Philadelphia did in Philadelphia on Sunday. They could have done the same thing as far as in the third quarter when the Lakers fought back to a tie in the third quarter. They could have done the same thing as they fell behind again by double digits, but they fought their way back, legend, and actually had a lead going into the fourth quarter. And you thought, okay, this was statistically the best team in the NBA in crunch time. You take your chances, but down the stretch, OKC, they got the benefit of a travel with Chet Holmgren, but they also, give them credit, hit shots when they made them. When they got those opportunities late in the game, they got the fouls that they wanted for SGA to get to the line, and they ended up executing better than the Lakers did. LeBron James couldn't make that drive. And then the most puzzling decision of all, I do not know why for the life of me, JJ really wanted Maxi Kleber out there setting screens and taking out Rui Hachimura, your hottest in the series three-point shooter, the best statistical three-point shooter ever in the NBA playoffs, was sat down for Maxi freaking Kleber. Your thoughts on Game 4 as the Lakers now go and check on their flight to Cancun?
I want to first say, you gotta give the Lakers a lot of credit. They didn't go out here and do what Philadelphia did yesterday, just lay down and just in front of a truck and say, "Just take my life, I'm done." They didn't do that. They came out here, they played ball, they fought, and like you said, Gerald, they was down. They were on a 17-0 run, and you still stayed in it. And the fact that you didn't give up, you just got to give yourself a lot of credit on that part. Easily could have been gave up and been like, up, game over, don't matter, we going home. Let's call it a season. But they sat there and fought to the end. So you got to give them guys a lot of credit. Another person I really want to give credit to is that dog on Rui Hachimura to earn him another contract. He shot lights out in this series. He's been one excellent shooter. So you got to give Rui a lot of credit. DeAndre Ayton, I got nothing to say, man. You continue to show why Portland, Phoenix, why they all. You really show me why Portland paid you to get the hell out of town. I understand.
The DeAndre Ayton experience, that ride may now be done. It's now time to get off the ride, legend. It's time to get off the ride, and now, it's time to leave the theme park and the DeAndre Ayton experience.
It's just like that meme that I saw on social media where they threw somebody out the plane. DeAndre Ayton, that's you, man. They threw you out. Go and get the hell out, man. 6 points and 3 rebounds in an elimination game? Come on, man. If that can't motivate you to play ball, I don't know no more.
And this comes after Game 3 when it was audibly said that when he gave up 2 straight offensive rebounds to Oklahoma City, JJ audibly said something to the effect, yeah, I can't play him. I can't play him. And they had a conversation, Legend, on the day off. And DeAndre Ayton assured him that he was going to give a better effort. But yeah, uh, that's done. We're done with, we should be done with the DeAndre Ayton experience. Even if he opts in, you trade him. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Yeah, get him. Be at his house already, saying we got your stuff pat. Don't worry about it. We packed your bag for you. Get your stuff and get the hell out of town. We done. That's how it should be. JJ, I don't know what that was at the end of that game. I don't know what that was. I'm like somebody else. I'm like my homeboy texted me. We already think the NBA is low key kind of rigged in ways. I want to know, did they give you the call and say don't put him in the game? Because that don't make no sense. That's your hottest 3-point shooter on your team. Why is he on your bench? I want him to explain that one. So I'm gonna be looking for that post game part. I'm looking for that part. He have to explain to me, why is Cleveland in the game for you? That's like putting Bronny James in the game at that point. I don't know.
I was just going to reiterate this, and then I'll get it back to you. The best 3-point shooter in the history of NBA playoffs, Legend. History of NBA playoffs, Rui Hachimura. And he was sat down, Legend. He was sat down.
That's just baffling at that point. I'm not sure if he would have done a lot of good if he made a three, because they're gonna get the ball back, free throws. But still, it makes a lot more sense to have your best 3-point shooters on the court at that point. Because LeBron probably gonna draw a double team. Somebody gonna probably get open, but not to have Rui out there just really questionable. Actually, it's just completely baffling. That was one of them moments where I would really be wondering, like, dang, bro, did you get the call to not do it? Because that makes absolutely no sense. No, that's very baffling. But give the Lakers credit. They fought this game. They didn't lay down and die. They actually came out here and fought. Gave a good run, but there's too much depth, too much manpower. There's not much you can do. And in Oklahoma, hey, some of them guys know how to act pretty well. So hope to see them in some movies.
It's bad acting, my friend. If we could tell, and that's just, again, especially early, game 1 and game 2, they were acting all over the place, and they were getting so many calls, and it was so frustrating. But the talent difference, it still didn't make up for the talent difference that was out there. And Joe is here from the Joe Sorrell experiment. He had mentioned during the game that it seemed like still to him that the Lakers were playing with full aggressiveness, full energy, and still the OKC Thunder were still playing at 3/4 speed. The Lakers, again, you have to give them credit, Joe. They came back twice from double-digit deficit when they could have rolled over, and they fought back and they had a lead going into the period of time where they've been better than anyone all season. Just down the stretch, mistakes, down the stretch, Holmgren dancing and not getting called, and down the stretch, LeBron driving in the lane. I heard you guys. You wanted LeBron driving the lane with down by 1. You got what you asked for. He didn't make it, but still, the Lakers had a chance. And for some God knows reason outside of, because they didn't, Maxi Kleber didn't even set the screen properly. That Austin Reaves, he didn't even use Maxi Kleber's screen at the last second when you needed a 3. The best 3-point shooter ever in the NBA playoffs was sitting on the bench, and Maxi Kleber was out there instead.
I don't have an answer to why JJ went with that lineup. Maybe he thought, I'm running the play for Austin, and Austin had an open look. The Lakers are not, and I don't know if it's just an NBA thing. I think it's an NBA thing. I don't really see any I don't see beautiful basketball from anybody. I mean, that last dunk by Holmgren, I can't believe that that's how that played out. How do you let this stick figure move you around like that? LeBron, 41 or not, LeBron's 260 pounds, right? 250 pounds. You can't let that guy maneuver like he did. The guy can, when he runs, he looks like his back is arching. And it's just a long line of things that I just continue to see in basketball and life. It doesn't matter what it is these days. Everything is weak. And I can't go play NBA basketball to show something either, which sucks. But I don't know. I feel like evolution's going backwards. How do you go from Shaq, built like and Shaq is unique, so he might be the exception, but what happened to like David Robinsons and Hakeem Olajuwons and guys that looked like beasts? I mean, you gonna let Chet Holmgren dunk on you under the rim? As soon as I saw that, I was like, really? That's how this is gonna end? I mean, it's embarrassing. These guys all dress like a bunch of women too. They all dress like tulips on top of everything. Like, where's your pride? Where's your dignity? I'm not saying you got to elbow people in the face, but you don't think you can stop Chet Holmgren from dunking? The guy weighs 225 pounds. Every time you fall down, you're basically telling yourself. I gotta mention this because it kind of correlates with the current mindset of things. There's a great, Bruce Lee was great in so many ways, and I've never been a Bruce Lee guy. Like, I don't have anything bad or good. It's Bruce Lee, right? But I heard an interview a few months back, and I'm like, man, I cannot get that comment he said from that interview, which was, don't talk down on yourself in conversations because your body doesn't know the difference. And I started pinpointing so many things from that. So in correlation to this, when you're constantly falling down and flopping and doing that stuff and laying on the ground for 10 minutes from a simple bump, you're telling your body you're weak. You're telling your mind you're weak. We heard Vanderbilt screeching like a woman, like a woman running for her life. And then I remembered Kobe having his finger dislocated. Gary Vitti goes back there, says 1, 2, 3, pop, and Kobe goes back in like 5 seconds. These guys are not, we're going backwards, man. We're going so backwards here. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that that's what it's come to. Because it plays a part in all this. These lazy passes, these stupid mistakes. They lost this game because of what they've been doing all year, which is making stupid turnovers at the worst time. These all compound after a while. The 7 turnovers destroy the game. Lakers should have won today, by the way. Lakers should have won today. But they lost because they're weak. They are weak. And the reason why Oklahoma City wins is because they have an overabundance of talent. And that can happen sometimes. Sometimes you have so much talent you can't lose, especially when you're playing a team that's mentally weak when it matters. And there's not enough talent on top of that. They did play their butts off. I'm not saying they didn't. But mental mistakes when they shouldn't be mental mistakes in games like this is it just cannot, you cannot do this. And they've done it all year, and there's no consequence. There's really no consequence. What choice do you have at this point? Getting on JJ Redick for not putting Rui Hachimura in there. Okay. But how about the turnovers? How about that problem? Because a lot of those are unforced. That's a concentration issue. That's a concentration issue right here. If you're not concentrated enough, or if the pressure is not making you concentrate enough, you don't belong in the big games. And that's something that I guess you could say is a coaching issue. Sure. He'd have to convey to a bunch of grown-ass adults that, hey, why are you throwing the ball to the right when there's two people over there and your guy's not even open? Because it's not a veteran leadership thing. LeBron does that a lot. But is he going to tell LeBron what the hell you're doing in front of everybody? I would, but then I would be fired, right? Who's the guy that got fired in Cleveland? What was his name? That was coaching. Got fired halfway through the season.
Oh, the one that LeBron wanted fired. Yes,
Yeah.
The European coach. I forget.
Yeah,
but I know
totally went blank on it.
Yeah, they were leading the Eastern Conference at the time.
Right, and I remember Stan Van Gundy was pissed off about that. He was coaching, I think, was it Orlando or Detroit? I can't remember, but it's I don't know. David Blatt, thank you, Blood. Appreciate that. David Blatt. Yeah, and again, and here's where I'm going to put a button on this so that it makes sense in the end here on what I'm trying to say. So
they
David
were 30 and 11, Joe. They were 30 and 11 at the time.
So let me use that as an example of accountability here. David Blatt probably got tired of the nonsense and was vocal, and then got destroyed in defense of LeBron James because of it. What you say there as a society is you're going to criticize the guy that comes in and tells it how it is, and you enable the guy that's making the mistakes. Correct? James Harden, Jimmy Butler, we've talked about that on the show a lot. Them whining and crying to go where they want and being not only one, not only two, not only I mean, how many times has James Harden and Jimmy Butler cried their way into where they wanted to go? And they were enabled. Jimmy was enabled by Minnesota. They were enabled by 76ers. He was enabled by Miami. He was enabled by Golden State. You enable that. Which is, the irony is hilarious because you look at somebody like Steve Kerr, who is constantly at the forefront of every decision that needs to be made in our lives politically. Asshole, you're the one that okayed this thing, this adolescent bullshit, right? But it's in your advantage, so you're okay with it. See, that's where I wear people out, because I'll call them out on shit like that, and then that's when things break. That's the stuff. You enable this stuff, and after a while, you keep stretching the allowance. You keep stretching it and keep stretching it and keep stretching it to the point where it becomes normal that Austin Reaves is throwing an outlet pass to the fucking guy in the third row. Not once, not twice, not three times. How many fucking times? When is accountability going to be taken? And again, this is a league that has always been a player league. I don't want to lose focus of that. But at the same time, when you look at the history before the last 5 years, who wins championships? The Tim Duncans, the Kobe Bryants, Shaq, Hakeem, these guys that are either ridiculously talented, LeBron James, obviously, ridiculously talented, or have Phil Jackson, Pat Riley, those guys coaching them. So there's so much to explain here. I'd be here probably 4 or 5 hours, and we're on a podcast. We could do that, but I don't want to bore everybody after 2 hours because it's a lot of detail. There's a lot of detail to this, guys. It's a lot of detail, and the training, the preparation. I'm gonna throw some shade towards Luka here, even though I know he's been out for a while. But Luka, if I had to make an announcement, Luka Doncic got into shape this year, and that's great. That's great. It shouldn't be a pat on the back. That's his job. But the reason why his body is breaking down, soft tissue breakdown, is because he just got into shape. I don't remember him getting into shape until this year. He probably lived off his natural ability, which a lot of these guys do. I've seen it happen a lot. Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, Allen Iverson. He's not the only one. I'm not just picking on Luka here. Guys like that who lived off their talent. Once they had to start adapting to the age, that's when they started to scale back to the pack. For Luka, he's young still, but a warning for Luka. The reason why you're pulling hamstrings and pulling calves is because you're not in shape day in, day out. You got into shape this year, but you're going to have to teach your body. You can't just go and get into shape for 9 months and then go back to your habits in the summer. Otherwise, that's going to start taking a toll. You guys aren't Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant would play with a severed leg. He's not it doesn't matter what that guy did. No one's going to do what he does. No one has the fortitude that guy has. So Luka Doncic, this summer, you need to be eating well. You need to be ready for next year. And you can't be pulling hamstrings, bro. As far as Austin Reaves is concerned, I've said this already. Austin, if I see you with a golf club instead of a basketball, your motherfucking ass is gone. I'm serious. I don't want to see you with a fucking golf club. You need to be in the fucking gym shooting 1,000 shots a day. Because if your ass could shoot, they would have been contending in this series. Of all that, even with Luka out, they would have contended. They might have won a game or two in this series if he could shoot. DeAndre Ayton, gone. Marcus Smart, he's an X factor for you if you have the right team around them. And even when you don't, he plays his butt off. So I would not be upset if they brought him back. I don't know for how much, but I wouldn't be upset. But he needs to clean up some of his dumb plays as well.
But that's what he's been throughout his entire career.
Right. So any other than that, I mean, Rui may have played himself back, but the Lakers need a major overhaul or a major infusion of talent. They only have one draft pick this year, and they're going to have money left, money open to go sign people, but there's no one out there really. So I don't know what they're going to do unless they are in the Giannis sweepstakes. The good thing is, though, it's not going to be Rob Pelinka dinkling his dinkus by himself with Genie.
You noticed he was there in the front row, showing his face, possibly and hopefully for the last time as a member, as the Lakers GM.
There's no doubt that I would prefer to not have him on the team, period. Jeannie will eventually be gone once her 5-year transitionary period is gone. So that's going to be really the attention getter there is what is the Mark Walter group going to do to go out with a bang here? But I would like Rob Pelinka to be gone. I actually would prefer that. I don't know if there's a contingency plan or if it's contingent on Genie leaving too, and he'll just be there to be a ham. But I saw this happen with Ned Colletti, and by the way, I hate to throw Ned Colletti in with Rob Pelinka. Ned Colletti was an amazing GM, by the way. The fact that he did what he did around all that headache before the Guggenheims took over, he was a talented guy. So, but even he got transitioned into what eventually was a pink slip and was replaced by Andrew Friedman.
You could do the old advisor thing where you put him in and move him into advisory role, and nobody listens to what he advises.
See, and I never understood that part either. I to me, when you get rid of cancer, you don't just get rid of keep a little cancer there to whatever, right? You got to gut this son of a gun all the way out, and that's just the way it is. You got to change the culture, and I don't know talent-wise if there's something out there that's going to make a difference yet. I have to see kind of how things play out. We don't know what the hell is going to happen with this Giannis thing. We know that the Lakers are involved with this regardless. We know that they're going to be involved in it. Whether Giannis wants to come to LA or not, I don't know. Probably not. Miami right now and New York. New York's making a run here. Do they want to play with, changing what's there? Right now, New York is an interesting team. If their offense is going to continue to do what they're doing, I don't know. Could be something there. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But we know Pat Riley's going to go after Giannis. Word is Giannis doesn't want to leave the East Coast. If that's the case, his options are pretty limited because Miami doesn't have shit in terms of assets at all. So Giannis would have to demand to go there, and I don't know how the hell it would happen. So that's it'll definitely be more interesting seeing what the Lakers do than whatever happens in the next few weeks in the playoffs. By the way, props to Wemby for elbowing somebody in the throat, by the way.
No suspension for him, by the way.
Yeah, because they knew if they had suspended, if only they. Well, if the funny thing is, the excuse I heard today was hilarious. Oh well, there's no because they were comparing it to the Ron Artest thing. They're like, well, Ron Artest had a history. I said, really? What about when Amari Stoudemire got kicked out for that playoff game? What about when Alonzo Mourning got kicked out? Did they really have a history of fighting? No.
I do want to mention a couple things first before we get into with Legend.
And those guys lost those games too because they weren't playing. They lost. Phoenix lost that series because their guys were out because of some stupid soft-ass suspension by the commissioner at the time. So, yeah.
Joe, I'm going to hit you up with turnovers here in a second, but I want to get it to Legend. It is, of course, the Lakers fast break. Legend from I Got Next Sports Media, Joe Soro from the Joe Soro Experiment. 115-110, the Lakers lose. They get swept in the second round by the Oklahoma City Thunder. Thank you so much to Stefan Piscano. Hopefully everything's going on as far as good for you in the South Bay area. Stefan, he gave us $99. Truly appreciate you doing so. He said, Gerald, Joe, Legend, Costa, my boys in the chat, Xbox, Search and Destroy, Rosto, SB, many more. It's a sad ending to the season, but thank you all for making this the most fun Lakers season I've had since Kobe retired. Gerald, you've built a great family. And then he has a hashtag which will not ever trend on social media after that, because Rob is not going to be the GM of any year. That's for sure. And we might have seen the last, and hopefully we've seen the last tonight of Rob Pelinka. But Legend, let me bring it to you. They talked about in the practice leading up to Game 4 that they were thinking about, because of the talent differential, not focusing as much as hard trapping SGA. And you saw clearly SGA having more of this way and had obviously a great game because of it. He had 35 points as far as it's concerned. Yeah, 35. Yeah, 35. He got to the line 15 times, 8 assists. Did more of what the things that people expect SGA to do. He got his calls. He got handle the ball more. He got Austin and Luke Kennard multiple times on an ISO And it just befuddled me why they kept the Lakers just kept on deciding to switch every single time away from Marcus Smart, where he would get a Luke Kennard or an Austin Reaves on him and just go to town. Just go to town. I just don't get it. I don't understand why you just let these things happen if you're Coach JJ Redick. I understand the mistake he made later on, but the fact is, again, they were guarding them differently tonight because they wanted to focus in on everybody else because everybody else had burned them for 3 straight games. I get that. Their thought was, I guess, let SGA do what SGA can and let's try to slow down everyone else. It almost worked. It almost worked, Legend, but still, multiple times against Luke Kennard and Austin Reaves, you just get a better defender on the switch back on him. You slow him down a couple times, just a couple times, and you win this game.
Yeah, if you know, just get a couple of starts, a lot of things probably go different with this game wise. But I kind of understood what they went with in this game. Cause you've been doubling game 1 through 3, and everyone else was cooking. So you decided to try a different approach and let SGA get his and try to slow the others down. So that wasn't a bad idea to go that route just to see if it makes a difference. And it looks like it made a lot of difference. This game was the closest it's been in God knows when, probably since last season, honestly. So this was probably the best idea that he actually took upon to try. It looked like it worked out pretty good. It's just unfortunately, though, a lot of the others still made their shots when it mattered. And SGA went out here and looked like an MVP. But, if Reaves, Luke Kennard could just play a little better defense, things could be different, though. But, that's on the scouting report. Get them on one-on-one, pick them apart. Can't play defense. And I think that's one of the things going into the offseason. The Lakers going to have to really sit down and have some conversations about knowing that if you go with these two as Luka and AR as your 2 cornerstones, that is 2 bad defenders on the same spot. Can you make that work? You got to have multiple really good defenders around. So that's things you're going to have to go into the offseason and think about. But, that's some things you're going to have to hope in to see what the front office can do. You better hope it ain't Rob Pelinka making them decision for you.
Well, that's the thing, Legend, because both those guys are free agents and, offensively, they're very skilled, but Joe's talked about the shooting consistency for Austin Reaves. And I have talked at length about the reason why Luke Kennard is going into his 10th year and he's been on five or maybe on a 6 team is because of his defense. And you saw clearly in this series that they get exploited when it matters the most on that end. And you see the issues and you see the concerns that we have if you want to think about retaining those 2. And yeah, that's something to think about in the offseason. Many things to think about in the offseason, which we'll discuss at quite a bit here in the coming weeks and days to come right here at the Lakers Fast Break. But Joe, you mentioned earlier the turnovers. I know you probably don't want to hear this, but I'm going to have to go ahead and shout it out to everybody out there. Why you were exact in talking about the turnovers and just the dumb mistakes that the Lakers come. If they knew they needed to hold on to the ball better coming into this series, they talked about it. And you saw in the Houston series, they were sloppy with the ball and still got away with it. They knew they couldn't be sloppy with the ball and get away with it here. And today was just the example, Joe. 19 turnovers to the Oklahoma City Thunder's 12. The Lakers only got 9 points off their turnovers, and the Oklahoma City Thunder got 22. That's a 13-point differential. That's game, set, sweep.
You are what you are. Lakers are a turnover machine because they're not disciplined. They're lazy. Their basketball IQ is not there, but they play hard. They play hard. They make shots. But those little things are what set you apart in championship runs. You look at I remember the 2009 Western Conference Finals against Denver. The highlights of that series was 2 things. Obviously, Kobe doing what Kobe does, but the 2 games where they could inbound the ball and Trevor Ariza sealed the game. Those things kill you, right? Those kings kill you. You don't even have a chance to maybe make a shot and win a game. The little details, the little angles, the focus. DeAndre Ayton, we talk about him back and forth. It's hot and cold. DeAndre Ayton, how do you find out if DeAndre Ayton's going to be what he ended up becoming? Is there a sign? Is there a psychologist there that can see him play basketball and you wonder, a lot of times maybe not. Maybe at the beginning you don't. Not when they're 19. Maybe you think, oh, they're 19. They're not paying attention to things either. But I would like to think you want to make sure if you're going to pick somebody 1 overall. But you look at DeAndre Ayton's career and you just sit there and go, how does a guy like that play so badly? It's because his brain is not focused on being great. He's focused on doing the bare minimum. And everyone has their everyone has their own kind of story. For him, that's what that is. Marcus Smart is the player that is running 100 miles an hour. And sometimes he doesn't know how to stop running 100 miles an hour. Like, slow down sometimes, bro. Slow down. Just for a second. Then you look at Austin Reaves. Kind of caught between 2 things with him. Number 1, he's a non-drafted player that's become what he's become. So you're like, well, I mean, he's already played way above his value at the beginning. But then now, if you're going to talk about re-upping him and giving him more money, now things are going to change. Now I'm like, ooh, wait a minute. Austin Reaves, $14 million, sure. Probably underpaid. But if I see him getting more than 25, now I'm going to start raising my eyebrows like, all right, you better start hitting shots now. You really better start hitting shots if you're going to come back. I don't know if that's going to happen. How often do guys get paid and start playing better? It's very, very few that do that. And I would like to think that Austin Reaves is a smart guy. And if he can't figure it out being a smart guy, is he going to figure it out when he's sitting with $25, $30 million in his yearly pocket? Why is he playing golf when he needs to create a shot to make him really good? Just saying. LeBron, as great as he is, as great as LeBron is, and as great as he's been, as long as his longevity has been, there's still those little things that have driven me nuts. It kind of reminded me of Kobe and Powell in the last playoff run they had, which was a loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder in 2012, when I saw Kobe and Powell cost the Lakers 2 games in that series. That was the first time I remember getting upset at Kobe. And what does that mean? What am I trying to get to at that point? Guys, my dad, God rest his soul, used to say, my dad was a really good soccer player. I mean, all my uncles and my dad's friends would say, your dad was like a speeding bullet. Could play with the best of them, right? I was young. I remember him playing, local city clubs and things like that, but I wasn't ever really paying attention because I was a kid. But my dad used to say, Joe, these athletes, what's going to happen sometimes is you're literally going to run and you're going to trip and you're going to think somebody hit you. He goes, no one hit anybody. You just fell. I always used to laugh at that. I go, what do you mean you just fell? He goes, your body starts to, it's like a car, right? The pistons aren't working. The spark plugs aren't fresh, right? Yeah, you can change the spark plugs. You can change the pistons. You can change the transmission. But if the vehicle is not working. It's too old. It's going to start to break down. And I think of that a lot when I think of that series with Kobe and, of course, LeBron the last 5-6 years. Yes, he's been amazing for the last 5-6 years, considering the situation. But I think what's played into that ability for him to be who he's been is because the league has gotten so soft that he's been able to absorb it too. It's a combination of a lot of things. His work ethic, his genetics, and then just a combination of everything at once with the league being soft. And there's no better play to explain this era of basketball than Chet fucking Holmgren under the basket, all 125 pounds of him, moving LeBron around and everyone just standing there waiting for him to make a move. I would have put my skull through his chest. He would have had a reason to flop at that point. You know what happens when you do that kind of stuff? You start to mess with people's minds. So I'm going to throw out a little bit of, it's never going to happen, but I might as well. For the Mark Walter group that's going to be bringing in talent, please bring in somebody that can move that guy around. I wish I could do it. If I was 7 feet tall and 25 years old, I really would. But someone needs to put their head through that motherfucker's chest. And you'll take him out of the game, by the way. He is soft as wet one-ply toilet paper. And then you take away their second-best player. And then let Shea do his thing. This thing can get turned on pretty quick if you can bring some studs into this in the next year or two. I'm just saying. Little hope for the future, the near future.
Before we heading out, wanted to go ahead and make sure Legend with such a large audience here today. I wanted to go ahead and thank you for everything that you've done this season. I know that you're going to be a part of what we're doing going forward with NBA observations. We go and talk about the playoffs and finals and what's coming up for free agency, the draft, the lottery just happened. Damn it, those Clippers. Just overlook. But anyways, be that as it may, I know you're going to be a great part of what's going on, both you and Joe going forward. We're going to have lots of fun this summer, at least try to anyways. Some final thoughts on the game and what you're up to at I Got Next Sports Media before you head on out, because I know you're on East Coast time, my friend, and it's almost 2. It's past 2 in the morning. So I truly appreciate every single time that you're here, man, because you're always here after midnight your time. Any last thoughts on the game before we head on out? Before you head on out?
I would definitely say Laker Nation, pick your head up. It's gonna get better. You got good management. It's gonna get better, and look forward to next season. This all season is the biggest moment for this franchise. So this is a moment where you can really change things around. So pick your head up. Keep moving forward. And I will definitely be talking about the upcoming NBA draft. We'll be keeping up with the WNBA, watching with my Atlanta Dreams. I'm going to the game this Sunday. Watch the Dream versus Aces on Sunday in State Farm Arena. So I'll probably talk about that matchup before I head to the game in person. And then also start getting ready for college football and talk about Lane Kiffin's comments about Ole Miss. That can be one heck of a
versus the LSU diversity, I think is what he said.
Yep.
Something to that effect, or did I miss that?
I think that's what he was talking about, the diversity.
That guy's such a freaking snake. He's such a dick.
Oh man.
Like in a bad way too. I'm a prick myself, but at least I have some humor behind it and some humility every now and then. But that guy has no fucking soul.
One of the few people to be fired on a tarmac, Joe.
Who the hell wants to go to Mississippi anyways? Seriously. Let's be real. Who goes to Mississippi? Actually, I shouldn't say that.
Well, NIL money means a lot of people.
I hear Ole Miss has the best. I hear Ole Miss has the best scenery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that too. But the NIL money, Joe, is making a lot of players go. I mean, come on. Look at the national.
I don't give a shit how much NIL. And I'm not moving out of
Indiana Hoosiers were not a football.
But I will go to an Ole Miss tailgate. I do want to do that.
Okay, you got to admit the Indiana Hoosiers were not a football powerhouse
Yeah, but they're all 26 and 27-year-olds.
Yes, and cashing in before they end their college career.
The NCAA. This is a lesson for everyone to understand. When you're greedy, when you're piece of shit greedy organization, that's the only reason why I've kind of not said anything about this, because I'm like, the NCAA just keeps getting bent over and over again because these assholes were so damn greedy when they didn't have to be. If you had set the parameters a little bit better, listen, you guys aren't taking any money, okay? But scholarships are going to allow you to go buy a damn pizza out of the cafeteria at your college. If they had just done a little bit of that, a little bit, they have no life. You had them in there like prisoners. Yes, I know that sounds weird going to college, but what are you supposed to do? I couldn't. When I really understood what was going on, I'm like, man, I worked. I went to college. What do you mean I can't go get a hamburger because somebody gave me money to go eat and that's going to be a violation? Fuck you, man. No. So, but I do agree that college football needs a transfer lock, like only one or two. It can't be every other freaking month. I think that's kind of stupid. I would do one transfer. That's it. And then, of course, you got to put a cap on these. We got to put an age cap on this now. Otherwise, you're going to have 30-year-olds doing this shit. Remember Chris Winkie?
Mm-hmm. Florida State.
Yeah. Chris Winkie was a Heisman Trophy winner at what, 28? Come on. I just totally veered off the Laker subject. I guess we're ready to move on.
We're ready to move on indeed, but
look what Lane Kiffin did to us. He's going to screw up at LSU, by the way.
Lane Kiffin does that.
He is going to screw that up. They're going to fucking hate him after week 10.
But he is going to find somewhere else, Joe. He always lands on his feet.
And that is back to the James Harden and Jimmy Butler enabling. This is what happens when you enable malcontents. This is what you get. Bobby Petrino, didn't they finally get tired of his shit? How about Urban Meyer? Didn't they? Urban Meyer, Lane Kiffin can't even kiss the worn out shoes of Urban Meyer. They got his ass out. What the fuck does Lane Kiffin have on people here? How many times has he done this? Like 8 times? You notice he doesn't. I mean, he went to. Didn't he coach USC for a minute?
Who? Lane Kiffin? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said he got fired off the He got fired coming off the tarmac. He was coming off the plane. The AD, I forget who the AD was at that time, but he took him into the airport hangar and fired him in the just.
Wasn't Lynn Swan? Was Lynn Swan the AD at that time? I can't remember.
I forget who was the one that fired him at I don't think it was Lynn Swan. Was it Garrett? Might have been Mike Garrett.
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Trojan, if you're still in the chat, if you can let me know, my friend, because again, yeah, Lane Kiffin will always land on his feet. That never surprised me.
That is so true.
So what is it? Is it because he's pretty or something? Like, what's going on here? I think the reverse diversity thing is hilarious, because something tells me that's probably why he keeps getting these jobs too. Not a lot of diversity when you keep hiring Lynn Kiffin. Oh, man. The irony and the projection. That's another thing I love about being me, is when you start to sense projection and irony. Oh, it's so much fun when you call it out, because you hit a nerve, you hit a target, right? There's an old saying from a long time ago. And when I heard that a few years back, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Because you really, I just think, again, it's projection is the hilarious part about people, and how indirectly.
Pat Hayden, there you go, Pat Hayden.
Pat Hayden, yes, Brian. That's it, Pat Hayden. Yeah, he must have. He hired him though, right?
Yes. But amazing that guy was doing the analysis for Notre Dame all those years. Just blew me away. Just like, okay, it's Pat Hayden.
Lynn
He's
Swan
quarterback for USC.
Yeah, Lynn Swan was,
and he was
All right, take care, legend.
Take care,
we'll talk to you
legend.
later.
Thank you for everything this season, my friend.
Anytime.
Yeah, Lynn Swan was. I wish I had seen Lynn Swan play. I hear so many good things about him in Pittsburgh, obviously, and the history of the Steeler dynasty in the 70s. But man, when you seen that guy take some hits, because he kind of got dogged on for making the Hall of Fame. They said, what kind of stats are 300 catches in a 9-year career? I'm like, almost every other Super Bowl highlight for about 20, 30 years was basically Lynn Swan and Stallworth. They were the guys. And if you know at that time what was going on with receivers, they were getting mugged and destroyed. I mean, they had no chance to have a long career with the way they were playing football back then. If Lynn Swan had played in today's era, he would have been a 1,000 catch guy and 100 touchdown guy for sure. But definitely a USC legend, a Steeler legend. What a career! Nice man too. I've never heard anything bad about him.
It's 2:30 in the morning for legend. Give him a break. He's got work in the morning, so cut him some slack. He's been doing this all season long at like 1, 2 in the morning his time, all season long. Man, I cannot give him enough credit. Trojan said Kiffin revamped his career sitting on Saban's staff. Yeah, that's right. As an analyst, that's how he ran. He got back on Nick Saban. You can blame Nick Saban, Joe, because remember that's how he rehabilitated himself, was that he was on that Alabama staff.
That was what, 10 years ago, though?
The Texas coach, but the Texas coach did that too, wasn't he? On the Alabama staff before he
Sarkisian?
Sarkisian.
I don't think
after he got Kiffin, because after he got through the drunken thing,
I don't think. I mean, is Saban backing him up with these jobs? I don't know.
Yeah, I think he puts in a good word.
I'd have to talk to Coach and say, Coach, I appreciate you backing up your guys, but this guy's a prostitute. I don't like prostitutes.
Sarkisian coached on the opposite of me. He actually in high school, Sarkisian coached West High. I graduated from South, so a rival right there. Yeah, he was in 2016. Joe Sarkisian was assistant and offensive coordinator. So yeah, with Alabama. So got in that good word with Saban. I'll do it. But
I don't know that he is. I'm pretty in tune with the Saban stuff.
They both work for him, so I'll just leave it at that. So,
well, Nick Saban used to rip everybody apart during games. I don't know necessarily if that's something unique. Saban used to rip on his players when they were up 40 points for not running a set with 3 seconds left. It's hard. It's hard to go from the Sabans, the Kobes to what we see now too.
Yeah, that's true. Like you said it earlier, indeed. But once again, the Lakers lose 115-110. The Lakers get swept. They're now on their way to Cancun. The final mentions I want to mention is that Luka has announced that he is not, Joe, going to play for Slovenia this summer. LeBron did have a exit interview stating that he gave everything he could out there. He said, the love of the game is always there. I don't think it ever goes away, but the process to me has always been so much more important because I fell out of love with the process. If I fell out of love with the process, I'd probably fall out of love with the game. So he is not giving an answer yet whether he's going to commit to another season or where he's going to commit to another season at. So he said, quote, I do not know what the future holds for me, says LeBron James, before we head on out, my friend. Oh, and by the way, Luka feels very comfortable living here in LA, being a part of LA. So just want to mention that as well. And not playing for Slovenia, but he's going to focus, and he made it prepared. It's funny. He sent out a prepared statement in Slovenian stating about how his kids dealing with that issue is going to be a priority for him to take care of this summer as well.
Yeah, stress destroys the body too. That's something to factor into that as well. It's so important to take care of your personal stuff. Again, I wish Derek Jeter taught classes at universities and how to be a professional athlete. Derek Jeter did it as perfect as you could ever do it for a major star. Why are you getting married? Why are you in a deep relationship? Why are you having kids when you're never home? I'll never understand that. I know that there are exceptions. You know, I'm sure Freddie Freeman is one of those guys. I always use him as an example because he's just wired different, and that's fine if you're wired like that. But a lot of these guys that make these decisions understand that who you are and what you do for a living, man. I even looked at it even more lately because I've watched the Hulk Hogan documentary at least 3 times since it came out, and
I'm sorry.
well, I get sad.
That docu series is so full of lies. It's so full of lies.
It's not about the content. It's about
great production on it, though.
Yeah, it's about what you felt when you were growing up. And when you're growing up, you're not tainted yet by society and the things that go on in society. You're looking at someone and saying, "Man, look at how cool that guy is." And I guess it was cool. You always heard good things about Hulk Hogan going to charities and taking care of kids, and then you see the videos of how he was, with his kids, and even his ex-wife, as bad as that ended up being, she never said anything negative about how he was with his kids. And to me, a lot of times I might look at some things differently from what you've done based off that. I'm like, well, could he be really that bad if his kids love him? I mean, his son was with him all the time. Like, that really plays a role in how I decide on what you are. It really does. When your kids love you, it's hard to go all out, right? Even though it might be justified. So we're looking at this from a selfish area. We're Laker fans. We're not involved with his personal life, and we don't want to be. But we do know these people live normal lives at home more often than not, right? Well, I don't know if this will affect his training or his focus for next year. Probably not. I mean, looked like he's like, this is the part where he is like Kobe, where he doesn't get distracted once he's on the court. He turns it on and he's fine. But I do also believe that your stress levels can make a huge effect, can break down your body quicker than it should. I would like to see him continue to be in the best possible shape every minute of every day, and come in the next year not having any soft tissue issues. That cannot happen again. I don't remember Kobe pulling a hammy. I don't know. Maybe I forgot, but those things can happen. You cannot lose Luka Doncic. If you have Luka Doncic in this series, you have a chance. You probably lose in 6, but you have a chance. Maybe something bounces a certain way and you might steal a win. I don't know. But it sucks. It sucks that the Lakers had a chance if Luka was there. But could be a blessing in disguise. The Lakers are finally going to have a lot of cap space now to really revamp this thing. And the timing couldn't have come at a better time. You have a new regime coming in that's already starting the building blocks. And I feel pretty confident that things are going to go the right way one way or the other.
Once again, it is Joe Soro from the Joe Soro.
I feel like I'm I'm preaching tonight. Is that what it sounds
little,
like?
You get a little preachy from time to time. You get a little ranty from time to time. But
rants are fine, but preaching.
Yeah, but
I haven't been able to watch the shows the last like 5 or 6 shows. I once we get off air, I'm like, oh God, I feel like I'm lecturing again. I don't want to be that guy on the couch with all these stupid ass podcasts that are just like, you see what I did when I went outside, and what we did was we watered the plants, and then you have some skank on the couch talking about whatever the hell she's talking about, and then that's how these fuckers make money. It's like,
Serge said Joe is so preachy, it's annoying.
yeah, he's bullshitting. He's just doing it though.
He's just kidding you. He's just kidding you.
Serge, your condescension is too easy to decipher.
But it's always been great to have you here the entire year. Truly appreciate it. Xbox, once again, JSJ, to all the mods, Blue, to all the mods that out there that you just cannot thank you.
You're my boy, Blue.
Blue Magic, yes, yeah, he's again, all the mods truly appreciate you being a part of what we do, and to everyone that's been a regular viewer, JSJ. I saw him. I know I didn't see him the other day. Mateja, Stefan, of course. But thank you for the super chat. Truly appreciate it. Trojan, Fight On, Drip Show, of course, at Drip Show Shop, wherever you get your social media. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, everybody that was a great part of what we did to this season. Thank you so much for being a part of it as well. And yes, we'll sprinkle in some live shows here and there. Of course, we always have our live NBA draft show, and we always have our live free agency shows. Those we do live on those days, but leading into it, we'll mix in some live shows as well. But you'll get a lot of NBA observations coming up your way as well, indeed. But Dripso said we need a 24/7 YouTube channel for Experiment.
You need a what?
He said, Drip Show said you need a 24. Why not one of those channels like on the smart TVs? Just like somebody buy him a channel like 1632 or whatever, and just because that you can do that. You can buy one of those channels. Like for instance, Samsung has a ton of like channels, but most of these smart TVs have like a ton of extra channels, free channels that you can watch, like the Dateline channel, which just puts nothing but Dateline, or TNA Wrestling that puts nothing but TNA Wrestling all day long, 24/7, just stuff like that. You could put a Joe Sorrell channel 24/7 all day long. You could do that. You could.
I know that's the way of the world now.
Just put the archives in there.
Content, face. But a lot of me wants mystery a little bit of building the need for it. Like movie stars used to be. One of the examples Denzel Washington gave Michael B. Jordan was.
I know.
You know that one, right? Yep. Where
the less is more.
The less is more, yes. And I have to sift through the garbage, and this garbage is the stuff that makes money, because again, it's usually some dork with some hot chick who's half naked on a couch, and they're talking about nothing. Like, if I was a dictator and I was in charge, like, they would be the first to be extinguished after child molesters. And this is the competition, and I don't want to be involved with people like this. I don't want to be a part of that. My life is pretty basic outside, so if it's about personal stuff, it's not going to go far, because there's nothing really going on. I'm a normal guy at home. I don't. There's no drama at home. I get mad here. Wife maybe has something. My kid, but it's very rare. We don't get excited at home. It's very calm and nice 99% of the time. So then what are we going to talk about? Because that's what people like to hear. They like to hear the drama bullshit. I don't have drama. I just don't. So what am I going to talk about? Am I going to talk about sports? Sure, I can do that. But what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about LeBron and his all-time list, like these fucking idiots on ESPN every other fucking week.
We used to do Lakers History 101, and nobody wanted to watch it.
No one wants to learn knowledge. Believe me, guys, we've gone through it. Trust me.
We had some really good shows. Really good shows.
People want drama. And half-naked girls that are stupid and useless and skanky. I'm not a girl. I'm not skanky. I don't have a lot of drama in my life. And y'all don't want to hear about the shit that I like, which is Lakers history, Dodgers history, Steelers history, NBA, NFL. No one wants to listen to that shit. Yeah. So we got to play off of what's going on and hope that we don't sound like the fucknuts that are on ESPN and all these stupid, talking head fucking shows that don't know shit about anything. And they're getting paid millions of dollars to do that shit. I don't know why. I don't know why anyone would listen to the Skip Baylesses. Stephen A. Smith has something every now and then, but overall, I just don't understand the appeal of those shows. I don't.
But we will go ahead and make sure we provide you some content and a lot of content as much as we can.
No. We all want half-naked girls, Serge. It's I'm talking about the ones that are trying to gather your attention and you're not going to get close. See, to me, I used to always say that about strip clubs. I never understood the concept of strip clubs. Joe, we're just there to have a good time. Why do you got to be such a drip on it? I'm like, well, let me paint this really easy for you. You want me to sit in a chair or a booth or whatever the fuck those things are, and you want me to let some random lady, no matter how hot she is, grind me, pay her $100 after she just grinds some pig like 5 feet away? And you want me to keep doing that? For what? For attention? No. To me, a half-naked girl is only good when she's in front of you. Sure, you'll enjoy something on TV and, the Basic Instinct scene. Yay, great, cool, yeah. But a half-naked chick through a screen doesn't really do much in the end. And a chick that's been manipulative. Yeah, that's not going to work either. I don't get crazy about that kind of stuff. And it's funny too, because a lot of these guys are married. I'm like, my wife doesn't care. She knows this, she knows that. I'm like, it has nothing to do with my wife. It's about doesn't do anything for me. We used to have strippers when I was in the fraternity, and they bring the two, and they'd have a party. The new fraternity guys coming in, and everybody's having fun. They got whipped cream everywhere, and I'm just sitting there like, on the corner. Hey, good job, guys. Do what you're doing. After about 5 minutes, I usually leave, though.
They'll get you in this town. Like I said, I've already told the story on the air.
No, Jared, hold on.
I remember a bachelor party that I was part of for someone. We spent $2,000, and all we did was see him go from room to room to room to room to room. And I'm just like,
I was at the nightclub. I was at a nightclub in Vegas. For my boy hooked it up because he's like that. He's good at organizing that kind of stuff. And there was this one lady. I remember my hand was like over here. Somebody grabbed it and put it in their shirt. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, is that a titty? Like, what? I'm like, what's this bitch doing? Was she expecting me to take her upstairs? I'm like, lady, this is a bachelor party for me to get married. In my head, I was thinking, I didn't tell her that. The servers were the ones I was actually like, God damn! I mean, it was smoking hot.
It's all
servers.
fake, man. It's all
yeah. And they were kissing my ass because I know my boy Adam. My boy Adam took care of him. Like, he's a great tipper and everything's first class. Everything's on point. So I'm standing there, and again, guys, it's a good example. If you guys hung out with me, you totally get what I'm saying here. But I think a lot of you are kind of getting my shtick, anyways. But I'm standing there. And you can tell they're kissing. Even the manager was kissing our ass, and I'm like, "Why are these fuckers kissing my ass?"
They think you've got money. That's all.
Dude, just go. You got your money. I don't need my ass. I hate again. You guys all know I don't like compliments. I don't want my ass kissed. I don't need that shit. So I like genuine shit, and compliments a lot of times are empty. I think that's probably why I don't like them, or they make me feel like, all right, whatever. But again, when you constantly have your head on a swivel, because I'm always worried about getting jacked. It becomes second nature at that point. Even the ones that might be telling the truth, I'm like, maybe not. I don't know.
And on that note, as we leave the fake strip clubs from Las Vegas and all over away, we go ahead and remind you once again the Lakers did lose 110 to 105. 115 to 110. Their season is over. They get swept in the second round, 4-0. But we will be back, of course, from time to time. NBA observations and some
left on base. You're killing me. You're killing me right now.
And anyways, to go ahead and just say that we will be coming back to make sure that we've got you covered on what's going on with the NBA and also any news to Lakers. We're keeping our fingers crossed. The biggest news will be the first news of the Lakers offseason. Rob Pelinka getting fired. Cannot wait for that happens. But we'll go ahead and make sure we got you covered from here. Go ahead and
that will be breaking news, Gerald. If that happens,
we'll go live.
I don't care if it's at midnight. I don't care if it's at noon. I don't care if I'm in the middle of a meeting. I'm closing that meeting down, and I'm like, hey, I got a family emergency. I'm out. Boom. Breaking news.
We'll go live.
Delinkus is gone.
We'll be dancing. That's for sure. Once again, it is of course the Lakers fast break. Sorry, Stefan. It's the truth. We have I know you made the comment the other day that I've yet you've brought out the ire of Rob Pelinka. You have not. If you've watched this channel for years, our longtime audience members will tell you our disdain for Rob Pelinka has been multiple years. Russell Westbrook trade. That's what just took it over the edge for me. I drove up like a madman 300 miles from LA to come into the studio to moan and groan about what a bad deal it was and what a mistake it was. And it was 100% mistake that set that team back multiple years. But again, we're hoping that the last time we saw Rob Pelinka on tonight will be the last time we see him as a member of Los Angeles Lakers. That's what we're hoping indeed. But that would be a great start to the offseason. But it is, of course, Joe Sorrell from the Joe Sorrell Experiment, along with me, Joe Glassford. Thanks again for watching, listening. Want to give a big shout out to 805. Big shout out to Tough. Oh, Tough, you're awesome, man. Again, everything that you've done as far as way you've supported us throughout thick and thin. You bought the shirt, the Lakers Fast Break shirt. I cannot thank you enough for that. You obviously went to Discord. You were there every single day. Also, shout out to the missus for all the time that she spent with you watching the games and whatnot. Truly appreciated. 805 Black for making John Costa's life miserable. he's doing fine. But also the Australians. Wanted to give a big shout out to Xbox, SB, also as well, Aussie, Alan, all the Australians. Jeremy, big shout out to Jeremy. I've not seen him yet on today. So give a big shout out to him. Left on base, no. Well, he gave a little bit of a half rant today, left on base. So you got your BDSM fix there. But again, that's all we could muster up for today. So sorry about that. But again, it is the Lakers Fast Break. To everyone who has watched our shows this season, we cannot thank you enough for doing so. Please like and subscribe. We will be back constantly throughout the following weeks with live shows and NBA observations that'll get you through with our thoughts on what the Lakers and the NBA will be doing over the coming days and weeks as well. So 805 says Gerald and Joe and Legend and all those guys. Yeah, thank you so much, 805. Again, we might not agree with you guys on everything, but we truly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to stopping by here as well. Madeha, thank you as well. And push that like button. It is very easy. It does help the channel. Search always says, one day we will get bigger. One day we will be right there with Cardboard Trevor Lane and Jovan Buha and all those guys. We wish to be there. We've been doing this now for years and years and years. We think our time is due. We think we should be at that level. We think we provide you a more entertaining show than they do. So please like and subscribe so that will give everyone notice that, hey, they got some good stuff over there at the Lakers Fast Break as well. Thank you again for being part of what we do here each and every time out. We'll be back with more great stuff throughout the week, the weeks, the days, and the months ahead. Also, as well, got the NBA draft, the lottery, and of course, free agency, and much to discuss. The season might be over, but maybe the best part of the season has just begun. Thanks so much to 805. He says Dodgers fast break. Now that's up to Joe, because Dodgers is what he talks about on the Joe Sorrell experiment. Any last thoughts before we head
It's
on
the
out?
fast pitch, 805.
Yeah, the Dodgers fast pitch is what he does.
Well, again, I was doing
Thank you for the
LA,
super chat.
the LA edition stuff. Obviously, now it's going to be a little different, probably more tailored to Dodgers, and then eventually the Steelers training camp and preseason stuff here coming up probably soon. But I'll be talking more Dodgers here in the next month or so, and then anything breaks, we'll definitely be doing a Lakers show as well. So just bear with me again, guys. I'm building something outside the shows here so that I can eventually have enough time to start doing more content. But it's difficult because nothing runs well when I'm not around.
Oh, Arcarino, as we're leaving, Arcarino, great to have you here. Rewind, you can hear our thoughts. So hopefully, thank you for all your support. He's a new audience member that came on this year, and we are so appreciative that you have stuck around with us as well. So cannot thank you enough. I know, Arcarino, but that's why you can always rewind. You can always go ahead and hit your mouse and just, or just on your phone, like that, and then you can go ahead and get back to the start of everything right there. But again, thank you so much for joining us. We will be back soon with more live shows. The Lakerholics might be on as well, although they're pretty grumpy right now. I just saw the text. They're pretty grumpy right now, but somebody will be back in due time, plus NBA observations and a whole bunch more. As always, we give you the best in Lakers coverage, always right here at Lakers Fast Break Podcast.
Hey, look, it's Stone.
Yeah, I miss Stone, but I hope he's doing well.
Yeah, you got a girlfriend. Everybody, once they get a girlfriend, it's forever gone, ever.
It's called life, Joe.